large jury room together, and they have been since this morning. They have all been instructed not to discuss their testimony.
All right, so we can just put an end to this. Mr. Reiser, as an officer of the court, I'm going to take a brief recess. Can you go down there? I think a couple of the witnesses have walked back in. Can you ask them as to whether or not they had any conversations with anybody who is expected to testify that has not yet testified? And counsel, if you brought that to my attention and you've wasted this court's time, you better hope they say something. Court's in recess. We're back on the record in the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Radcliff. Counsel and defendant are present. Mr. Reiser.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did speak with two of the three witnesses who have testified. The victims, Isaiah and Max, are still in the courthouse, but as you are aware, they have been excused. Noah is excused and has left the courthouse. Isaiah and Max assured me that they have not spoken to anyone about their testimony. They've got support from the parents that were in there, but they have not spoken about their testimony, and they are excused. So I did tell them they are free to come back into the courtroom to watch the remainder.
Absolutely are. And just so that the record is also clear, because I went back and was reminded of what was said so that we don't have an obfuscation of what has occurred today and what this court has done. There are three separate rooms that parts of this proceeding are going on to based upon the court's initial order closing the courtroom, and then a partial closure, and then a place to put the witnesses and their support personnel. Those are three separate distinct areas. So that the record is clear, this is courtroom C. Proceedings have been conducted in my courtroom all day for all of the witnesses in the preliminary examination. In courtroom B, for the first witness, courtroom B was not open, could not be accessed by anyone. And the proceedings that were going on in here were sent nowhere. For the second and third witnesses, which was the partial closure, which the court had ruled on this morning, those individuals, that courtroom opened for the testimony of those witnesses. So while the courtroom itself was closed, except to two support people or a support person for the witness and for the defendant, being fair to the defendant, where he had the two people in the courtroom, courtroom B, so that the press and others could see what was going on consistent with case law. That courtroom was open. These proceedings were broadcast into that courtroom. The jury assembly room, which there has been no broadcast to all day and has been absolutely segregated from any part of these proceedings, is where the witnesses and the support personnel, both from, I believe, victims advocates from the county prosecutor as well as MSP, have been sitting all day. So to the extent defense counsel has made any representation otherwise, it is not true. And in fact, the very fact that they went into courtroom B after their testimony, they could not have commingled with any of the witnesses yet to testify because they're all down all the way at the other end of the building in the jury assembly room. So next time you want to make an accusation, next time you want to make the court follow it, back it up. Otherwise, just be quiet. Call your next witness.
So people would call Christopher.
So I'm sure in the testimony you're about to give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So you got state and spell your first name only for the record.
Christopher, CHRISTOPHER.
Inquire.
Thank you. Christopher, my name is Amy Reiser, and we spoke on the phone earlier last week and met in person this morning. I'm the assistant prosecutor handling this case, and I'll be asking you a few questions about your relationship and interactions with Zach Radcliff today, okay? And if there's anything that you don't understand, maybe if my voice trails off or I ask a confusing question, just ask me to repeat the question and I can repeat it for you, okay? There is also a microphone that's in front of you, and that won't necessarily amplify your voice, but it is making a recording of the proceedings. And I think sometimes we get nervous, so we might shake our head yes or no. And so just if you could remember to give us a verbal yes or no for that recording, okay? And if you need to take a break at any time, let us know and you can do that too. When I'm done asking you questions, the defense attorney will have a series of questions for you as well, and the same rules apply. Okay? Can you tell us what your date of birth is?
December 20th, 2001,
And so how old are you today?
23.
And I want to talk about, do you live in Michigan right now?
No,
What state do you live in?
Alabama,
And how long have you lived there?
5 years.
Okay. I want to talk about your time at the Oakwood Baptist Church in Saline, Michigan, Washtenaw County. Do you recall that? And how long were you a member there? Approximately.
10 to 15 years.
Okay. What's your earliest memory of going to the church?
Probably being in the Awareness program.
Okay. And what is that?
It's kind of like a program that helps you learn about what happened in the Bible, and you do so you read verses and stuff from the Bible to get like your badges and stuff like that. You engage in everything.
Okay. And who did you go to church with? Okay. And did you have any siblings?
Yes, ma'am, I have 5 sisters.
Are they all older, younger? Or...
They're all young.
Okay. And dad, did you have a dad when you were growing up?
Not much.
Okay.
He was in the military, so he was out of state.
Okay. So you'd go with your mom and your siblings? Okay. And do you know the defendant in this case, Zachary Radcliff? And could you tell Judge Simpson where he's seated and a color of clothing that he's wearing?
Next to the fence on the left side, wearing the green jumpsuit.
Okay, the record could reflect he's identified the defendant.
That objection record shall so reflect.
And when you were in the church, what was the defendant's role at the church?
He's a worship leader.
And did you develop a relationship with him?
I did.
And tell me what you remember, how that began.
I had a lot of issues growing up with my mom. We fight a lot and argue, and he was kind of started being there for me and would talk to me when stuff was going on between us.
Okay. Like a big brother?
Yes, ma'am, like a big brother.
And did you share with him problems you were having with your mom? Yes, okay. And did you ever do anything with him outside of the church?
Yes, ma'am.
What would you do?
Go out to eat, go to the mall, watch movies.
And would he pay for you to go to the movies or go out to eat? And what about when you went to the mall?
He paid for everything.
What would he buy you anything? What would he buy you?
Shoes, clothes, whatever really I would look at.
Did you trust him? And would you go to his home? And where was his home?
Off of Bemis Road in Sling.
And when would you go there?
Every weekend, sometimes during the week,
Okay.
frequently.
And at some point, did something change in your relationship? Okay. What happened?
So we were just doing what we normally did. We'd go to the mall, go out to eat, and there was one day when he asked if I wanted to make a bet with him, and he would tell me if the bet was that if I finished my food when we went out to eat, he would tie me something. And if I didn't, that I would have to suck his penis.
And what did you think when he first said that?
I thought it was a joke, like just guys joking around, making jokes like that.
Do you remember how old you were or what grade you were in when that conversation started happening?
12, 13.
Do you remember what grade you were in? And he said that at the mall, then what happened?
The day went on like normal. We went out to eat. And he bought me a pair of shoes or clothes. I can't exactly recall. And then he got me off back at home.
Okay. And then what happened the next time you saw him?
We were at his house and we were taking a nap just like we normally would. And he told me that it was time for me to uphold my end of the bed.
And how did you respond?
I was kind of shocked. And I still thought he was kind of joking.
And what happened next?
And he pulled his penis out and proceeded to tell me that I needed to uphold my end of the bed.
And where was he at? Okay. Was the door open or closed? Okay. And did you say anything?
Not really. I just was shocked still.
Okay. And then what happened?
I proceeded to suck his penis.
Okay. And did he say anything while you were sucking his penis?
He would just make noises, telling me that it felt good.
Okay. And then what happened?
Then when he got close, I pulled his penis out of my mouth and kept going until he ejaculated.
And you kept going with,
My hand.
okay, on his penis? Okay. And what did he say when you were done? Remember if he said anything? And how were you feeling like that after the first time it happened?
After the first time, I was still kind of in shock. I didn't really know what to think of it.
Okay. And did you stay there that night or did you go home? And did it happen again? What do you remember about the next time?
It was kind of just the same scenario. Another bed had been made. I didn't finish eating my food. So I had to uphold the bed again.
Okay. And did it always happen in his bedroom? And how long did this go on for?
Year or two.
And how many times, when you say you sucked his penis, did you put your mouth on his penis? How many times did that happen?
Sometimes more than 15.
Did you ever tell anyone about it? Why not?
It just felt normal, like it was something that we did. He was my big brother, so like it was just something that was normal to us.
Okay. He made it feel normal? Did he ever perform any sexual acts on you? And tell me about that.
It was kind of the same scenario, another bed, but I won it. And
You finished your food or whatever the bet was? Okay.
had to uphold his end of the bed.
So he lost the bet. Okay. And so what did he tell you to do?
Take my pants off. And
Did you do that? Okay. And what did he do?
then he started sucking on me.
Do you remember how old you were when it stopped?
15, 16.
Listen closely. The judge's tone is steady, almost routine. But don't let that fool you. Behind that calm delivery is the weight of a legal process that doesn't slow down for anyone. For the court, this is just one more case in a long docket. For Tasha, it's the difference between keeping a roof over her head and packing up her life. That disconnect, routine for the system, crisis for the tenant, is what makes these hearings so intense to watch.
And you would have turned 13 in December of 2014, is that correct? Okay. And that was when you were in 8th grade? Okay. Did it occur before your 13th birthday? Do you remember how many times it occurred before your 13th birthday? More than 3? Yes. Would he kind of pressure you into doing it or make you feel bad, or what would he say?
Yeah, he would, if I didn't want to uphold the bed as I got older, he would kind of make me, the way he would word things was that, like, he was my big brother and he was always going to be there for me, so I just needed to do this for him, even if I don't want to.
Did he ever cry? And say what?
That I was breaking his heart and I wasn't gonna do this for him.
Did he ever ask you to make any videos? And do you remember when that was?
After I moved down to Alabama and I graduated high school,
Okay. And what did he say to you?
he told me that there was this group of Japanese people that he would send videos of him ejaculating and jerking off to, and that they sent him money. So if I'm looking to make some money, that I could do that.
And did you?
Yes.
And where did you send the videos?
On Snapchat.
Okay. Did he give you an address to send it to?
No.
Okay. To the defendant's Snapchat? And how old were you when you did that? Do you recall? Okay. Did you ever continue contact with him?
Periods of time, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And would you reconnect with him, or he would reconnect with you, or something else?
He was just continuously reaching out to me, trying to get me to talk to him again.
And how'd that make you feel?
Kind of pressured into it.
Okay. Did you eventually stop communicating with them and stop making the videos?
Yes, ma'am, the videos, yes, but communicating with him, we still communicate every once in a while.
Okay. How do you feel about this now? How has this affected you?
And you said, it makes me heartbroken as well. It sucks that it took me this long to realize that this was something that was wrong. That it's not just something that everybody does.
Yeah. Did you ever tell your parents or tell your mom? Well, thank you for sharing with us today. I don't have any other questions for you. The defense attorney may have questions. Are you doing okay, or do you need to take a break?
Before you begin cross-examination, you